Good afternoon, YouTube. It's brewed by me. Finished early today. It's been a little while since I finished early, so it's Friday. It's the weekend, so it means it's beer o'clock. So I'm gonna do a beer review. Yeah, I am. So my neighbor came over yesterday while I was changing the tires and dropped me off this beer. Now I believe I may have had it 2 years ago. But since then he had to change it up a little bit because of the malt that he was getting had a different characteristic than what the original was, so he had to tweak it a bit. That's my understanding. I'm not 100% sure, but pretty sure. So yeah, this is from here in Ontario. This is from Cassel Brewery, Casselman, Ontario. Mr. Mario. Yes sir, as you can see. Ooh. I'm wearing the Cassel Brewery shirt, the Cassel Brewery glass. So without further ado, it's 5% ABV, 500 milliliter bottle. And the good thing about Cassel Brewery is they're starting to do small bottles like this, so they can put them in the LCBO and stuff. You can pick these up at the LCBO here in Ontario. I'm not sure if it's throughout Ontario yet, but you sure can pick it up here. So without further ado, BB Barfly that was sent to me by Nick of Maxwell Styles Beer Reviews. Let's pop her open, give her a go. It's fresh, he just gave it to me yesterday. So, and I'm thirsty. I'm a thirsty monkey. Come on, let's get some head there. Oh, head. Oh, yeah. Golden Rail symbolizes the Industrial Revolution brought by the railroad, and we dedicated our flagship beer to those who contributed to its construction. Cassel Brewery would like to think they'd enjoy our honey brown after a day on the rail. Cheers! So, there's the batch number 1143. And it's I'm not sure if anyways, so there's the beer, beautifully clear, nice, kind of a light dark orange, light brown kind of beer. Not much head, but that's okay. Let's give it a smell. It smells good. Now I'm picking up a little bit of sweetness from the malts. A slight bit of like a caramel toffee kind of smell. A very, very faint bit of honey. Overall, just a nice sweet malt profile there. Not much on the hop characteristics. It's kind of floral, kind of earthy. Cheers. Alright. So, take a swig of it. Your first initial flavor is a nice sweetness. A very tip of your tongue, that nice sweetness. As it rolls across your tongue, a slight bit of that floral earthiness kind of comes out. A slight bit of that honey comes out. Now, when I'm saying honey, I'm not talking about honey as in like a jar of honey. I'm talking as in the malt itself. There's like a honey resemblance there, because I know for a fact, well, I'm almost 100% sure he has no honey in here. It's just honey malt. So yeah, that nice little bit of sweetness there, I get it. And at the very back, it dries out fairly nice, and you're ready for another swig. light to medium body, light carbonation. Very easy drinking, very, very refreshing. But it is different. It's slightly different than the original that I had. The original that I had, I bought it in a growler 2 years ago on my birthday, I believe. And the sweetness was a little bit sweeter, and that was coming from the honey malt. Now, I think what's happened is, if I'm correct about this, he was buying his honey malt from a specific supplier, and it was very good, very sweet, and that honey flavor came out a little bit more. But this current batch of honey malt that he's been getting kind of is not as sweet, and the honey is not as prominent. So he's trying to balance it out better with adding a couple of different grain malts and stuff, barleys, and yeah. So, but I get it that it still tastes good, but the original had that slight bit of fresh kind of sweet honey flavor and aroma, whereas this one does, but it's faint and it's not as sweet. All in all, hop on. Great job, Mario, over at Cassel Brewery. I wish I could get out there more often. I know you have your Harvest Ale that's out, and you only made a limited supply. I think it's 200 bottles, so I don't know if I'm going to get out there to get those. But yeah, can't wait to try your Harvest Ale at some point. But he's doing a great job over there. The last year he's been expanding the brewery. It was very small at first, and now it's slightly larger. And he's a great guy, you know, and it's a great company. So yeah, if you guys you can find it in your LCBO, give it a go. If not, come on down to Casselman, Ontario, and get yourself some. He's usually open after. He might have changed the hours, but he was usually open every day after 4, I think, except maybe Monday. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't know if the hours have changed with the expansion or anything like that. But yeah, go check him out. See what he's all about. Taste some of his beers. Buy some of his beers. Get some of his swag. Good job. Malt profile, you got some two-row in there, some honey malt in there, maybe a slight bit of caramel crystal malts to kind of reenact that sweetness from the honey malt from the original beer. Hops, I'm going to say Fuggles, or Goldings. That type of hop, floral, earthy kind of characteristic there. But yeah, very good beer. No head, but hey. Beggars can't be choosers. Cheers. Bah.